Hello, 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 hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Traders Arena, another Sunday crypto weekly review show. I guess we're at I don't know, episode 38. So 38 weeks into the year. Crypto's doing its best job of putting us all to sleep right now. Nothing too horribly exciting starting in the markets right now, but we'll still be back here every Sunday like usual, just to sort of stay in the game. Conversation's still the same as it has been. Just trying to wait this bottoming cycle out and make sure we're taking our little nibbles. And so, as always, we'll be back here. We'll be going through our list and attacking the next 5 coins on our Road to Financial Freedom plan. And so, I think my co-host, Mr. Paul, is with me here. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, everyone.
There he is.
Welcome back.
So it's
nothing else to say. Just welcome back. Diehards, they are still here. The rest of the, I don't know, overall people, they are already gone. So
yeah, it's pretty quiet in general. I suppose there's a handful of you guys watching right now, but I was setting up the giveaway today and realizing that we definitely have a core group of diehards retweeting.
yeah, the same people every time. I noticed that.
Several people tweeting every time, which is funny.
Yeah, we have, I don't know, 100 people, I guess, from the community watching every time. Some same people retweeting every time. Same people asking question every time. So we know who is still in the game.
And actually, DMAC, are you Crypto Lee on Twitter?
Yeah, okay. That's the guy. That's
yeah, I'm just making sure you're in there. I'm making sure DMAC's on the drawing. You are. So if you're Crypto Lee, I remember you being Crypto Lee. So, but hey, Andre, and what's up, Michael? And Constantine's around usually. Mercurio, another regular. So, well, if anything, at least you guys are, I don't know, trying to stay in this game here. And I do think
they have the best, the only quality we need for them to succeed: consistency. If they are consistent every time, they all succeed. Everything is learnable.
Yeah, I mean, it is the kind of the key part of all this stuff, you know, especially right. I mean, I've said this every week recently, but this is the exact time that nobody's going to, you know, be paying attention. So this is the time. It really is this simple. I'm not saying it's necessarily easy to make money trading, but it is simple in practice. That, like, you know, you hear these, what are some of the old expressions, you know, buying when they're crying, selling when they're yelling, buy when there's blood in the streets, buy when it snows, sell when it goes. All these expressions are basically saying something similar, right? It's like, we want to be interested when no one else is interested. That's just kind of the nature of trading. In fact, if anything, trading, it goes against everything that the average sort of normal human emotions, you know, we're all born humans and we all have similar emotional characteristics, and none of those are good for trading. So you have to sort of program yourself to kind of think outside of the box a bit if you want to make it. And part of this is just kind of grinding it out during these sort of awful times where it's just not very exciting. I mean, if you think that everything's going to go straight up tomorrow, you're probably going to be mistaken, chances are. And of course, you know, I'm thinking of a friend that, you know, this is classic, but like a person called me sort of like early in the like after the price had rolled over from 69, but it was probably at like 40 something. So it was like after we'd rolled over last time, but you know, this pretty classic story. They had like bought in the run up and sort of probably bought like around 40, and then it went up to 69. They thought they were doing so amazing, and then it came back down to their entry, and they called me, you know, worried about whether Bitcoin was going to zero or not. And I remember telling them, straight up, I was just like, there's a way bigger chance that prices go even lower from here than go up from here. And the guy just like did not want to believe me. And then of course I'm still friends with him, but I don't talk about crypto with him now. And so I don't know what he did specifically, but he did not want to believe me that the prices could get lower from that 40 level. But my only point to that is, we don't want to be the type of people that are buying at 40, even last cycle. Like, sure, you could have turned 40 into 69 if you're lucky. But of course, if you weren't quick on the sell button, then you would have just, now you'd be well underwater if you're still holding. So, point being, very simply put, we just want to get interested when nobody cares. So, like, I think we can all agree that no one cares about crypto right now. And we're well into the bear market. We're way farther towards the end of the bear market than we are towards the beginning. So just if anything, you don't have to spend 10 hours a day on this stuff, but just spend a few hours every week, just making sure your plan's in order, making sure you're in a position to take profit when it comes. Have some sort of plan for when you're going to exit these markets. Because even in the chat right now, well, Andre's saying overtrading's killed me. What does your alt bag look like, Kevin? Still need to be filled on. Oh, well, my alt bag looks much like this shows. I'm just slowly nibbling away. Usually share everything I buy. But I just lost my train of thought anyway because I was reading the comments. But I was going to say, super common thing that I've heard from many people, and also myself, I did this too, is just riding profits back down, like in crypto, especially because it's been so insanely volatile and so uppy over the last few cycles. It's not an uncommon thing to hear somebody say they, lumped in early enough to take advantage of the bull run, but then never took any profits. And then, market rolls over. They still don't sell because they just have the hopes and dreams of it going up again. And then now here we are like 2 years later, or however long it's been since the top. And a lot of people are still holding those, those coins, thinking about all the money they could have made or had made, but it never realized. Super common mistake. So, of course, now is the time to be playing. Our Road to Financial Freedom plan has very clear sell reasons, right? We're going to be selling halves on doubles for right now. Anytime we can, anything that gives us the opportunity to sell half of our position on a double right now, we're going to take it. Doesn't matter if we love the coin or hate the coin. And then, of course, once we have those free positions, we're going to hold on to those until we see like a euphoric bull run. And then, really simply put, in the plan, you can go read it yourself. We're using that Pi cycle top indicator to give us the first like sort of warning shot for when like peak euphoria is hit and the market might be topping out. And of course, last time around, that indicator called the first high in Bitcoin. So like, I don't have that indicator on my screen, but it fired here last time. And I think that if you'd have exited the market right here, you'd have been pretty happy. Like, sure, you might have had a little FOMO as it started ticking to new highs here, but that would have been okay with me to just completely walk away. And so anyway, that's what we're doing. So very simple. This is not complicated. And we're not going to make it complicated. We're just going to sell halves on doubles when we can, and then we're going to sell the rest when that indicator fires. And to be fair, we're not going to necessarily just go and hit the bid on everything. It's more like trailing, probably go into like a trailing stop mode there, and if prices want to continue higher, we'll just keep trailing our stop. But either way, just try to not be the guy that rides everything back down. I kind of did that. I think I've said this before, but in 2017, I had just started. That was my first trading experience, and all through 2017 basically. And at that point, we were trading against Bitcoin mostly. No USDT, or I didn't trade anything against US dollar really. Maybe a few things here and there, but mostly everything was Bitcoin, altcoins versus Bitcoin. And so really where I made the mistake is I sold into Bitcoin. So I was taking profit. I'd learned enough to take profit. The problem was I was taking profit into Bitcoin and then watching my account exponentially rise insanely, and then just didn't really sell enough Bitcoin at the top. So then I became a Bitcoin bag holder, which ultimately didn't end up mattering because I did stay in the game enough. I didn't like panic, sell the bottom, and walk away. Um, but nonetheless, I did have to ride an awful lot of unrealized gains down as Bitcoin rolled over. So I'm in the club with that, and actually, I think if there was one thing I've heard from, I mean, I've worked with a lot of people to teach them how to trade now at this point, several hundred probably at this point, and I think almost I can't tell you how many people have said that same story. Like either, that's really common. Usually like you get into crypto, say it was like the middle of the bull run in 2017, you find out about crypto, you go ape in because you hear about all the money everybody's making, and then you ride it up the rest of the rally and then never sell and ride back down. That's like, it's probably the most common thing I've heard from people that after they do that, they start seeking help to learn how to trade. That's what most people have done that I've worked with since I started teaching trading in like I guess 2018, 2019, I can't remember specifically. 2018, it was after the 27, it was after the 20,000 highs. It was like in that bear after then. But I've heard that so many times. So I guess I don't know. So there's 2 points I'm trying to make here. One is, we want to prepare now with like reasonable expectations for exiting the market later. And then 2, we also want to just stay in the game now when no one cares. Those are the 2 incredibly important points. They sound boring, really. It doesn't sound exciting, especially now when we can't really expect to even bang out doubles. I mean, it was cool to see Christian had a couple doubles yesterday, I think it was. But doubles are pretty slim in crypto right at the moment. I had that one on Unfi, was the last double I got, I think, which was a couple weeks back. So anyway, strange start to, well, I mean, there's not a ton to talk about here anyway. So I think just hammering that point home that like, let's just stay in the game. That's just the most important thing. If you're watching this right now, you probably already kind of know that. So that's the irony of it. If the people that don't understand that concept probably aren't watching right now. So we'll just keep plugging away. And regardless of like, there are things about the future that aren't the same, and we can't expect the same results as last cycle or the cycle before for that matter. And there are some generally like sort of macro things that might weigh a little heavier on the crypto market, like most specifically the fact that we're just in a very different interest rate environment. So like 100% to be sure, this time is different in the sense that I know people hate that statement, but I think you can argue that we are heading into a different environment because, crypto has basically only existed in a low interest rate environment. And so we have 10, plus years of basically falling rates while crypto was also, well, in that environment, but also just in a macro bull. I mean, I was looking at the S&P or the Dow Jones for the last 100 years the other night just for fun. And it's really interesting to just stop and remember that the stock market's been in an insane bull run for a while now. Essentially ever since the 2008 crash or whatever you want to call that. Then we were just straight up again. And of course you zoom out 100 years and you see that we've basically just been straight up ever that whole time with the occasional blip that in hindsight doesn't look like much. So anyway, my point here is, so crypto now, we're not in a falling interest rate market anymore. That's just the fact. I mean, now maybe rates go down in the future. It's sort of hard to say, but I think it's likely we're going to be in a rising interest rate market for like a good while. And I guess, I mean, anyway, without getting totally into that, because I'm not going to say I'm the most knowledgeable about macroeconomics or anything, but point being, like, it's likely interest rates are going to continue grinding higher, or at least not going back down to near zero like they were last cycle. So we can say that might put some sort of like downside pressure on future bull runs. But all I'm trying to say here is, even with that fact or that thing to be known, we don't need like new highs to make money. So So I do think there's going to be some sort of bull run in the future in crypto, even if it's not like, even if it's like muted, like, even if like Bitcoin only gets back up to the old highs, there's still going to be tons of opportunity in crypto. So don't be discouraged, but be mindful that there is sort of changing macroeconomics, which probably just means we have to be more careful, and also, maybe our selection of coins becomes more important because there's also more and more coins every cycle. There's just all kinds of shit coins out there now, so we can't just go buy a little bit of everything. It's more difficult to do. So, long story short, I mean, the point is all you can do is stay in the game and make your plan, and the time to do that's now. And even if there isn't another bull run, you should be able to walk away from this gauging your success by how well you followed your plan. Because even if you lost all your money, at least you took the shot and you did it. You managed your risk. Like if we're starting this road to financial freedom plan is just like a small amount of money. $2,000 is the number we use to just do this plan for the public, and we picked that number because it's kind of the lowest you can do. Binance's orders are $10 minimum, I think. So like, we sort of tried to make it so you could trade a small account and well, anyway, follow along with only $2,000. And truthfully, $2,000, you could 40, 50x that thing potentially. It wouldn't be, those are like the kind of numbers, from last cycles, even more in some cases. But so, I mean, turning $2,000 into, I don't know, 50 plus grand is probably worth it, whatever it is. That's an insane return over a couple years of your time, spending a few hours a week. Now, of course, I'm not guaranteeing that. I don't know what's going to happen specifically. I'm just trying to make the point that that's the sort of possibility that you have, and you can start with a small account. And going back to my point about following your plan is, so maybe that 2,000 goes to zero and maybe crypto is over. At least if you lost your 2,000 and only lost 2,000, I would actually still consider it a success, because you would have learned a lot along the way. You probably learned how to trade, and you also managed your risk and followed your plan. So now the outcome won't be very exciting to lose $2,000, but geez, I imagine some lessons along the way would have I don't know, caused a benefit to you. So, and to be honest, I don't think that's going to happen, by the way. I mean, it's just a matter of like, preparing for the worst, I suppose. That's why we pick a number to invest that's not obscene. I wouldn't recommend anybody go like sell their house and take all your money and dump it into altcoins. That's not healthy. So you got to figure the number that works for you and then just go from there. But anyway, just fun thoughts about shitcoin trading. And I think basic, even if we just stay conservative and just keep doing what we're doing, I think we'll see some sort of bull run in the future. So that's sort of how I look at it. I don't think about it as having to go, I don't need Bitcoin to go to 500 grand a coin. Or now, of course, if that happens, I'm going to be happy. But I think there's plenty of money to be made just with the move back to the 50% level, even, which is hilarious. Like Bitcoin, where is the 50% level? 42,000. So like, even a run up to 42,000 is going to produce quite a lot of trades in altcoins. So now are we going to go straight up there from here? Maybe not. Maybe we have to come back down and load up first, but even better, like if Bitcoin does continue to range like we're sort of expecting here and does come back down to like 25 or 24 or 23 or lower, or wherever it ends up bottoming here from 20, say it comes down to 20 and then bounces to 42 at the 50% level, that's a double. And God, altcoins will go nuts during that time. So we are still just kind of, that's sort of how I'm preparing. I'm saying, well, I mean, I keep on talking about how, I mean, I just have kept repeating myself, like, I do see 35K as being, I thought maybe the top of the dead cat bounce here, and we didn't quite get up there. And now we're sort of rolling over Although hilariously, Bitcoin's hanging on to support here, but nonetheless, I keep repeating myself. We talk about this accumulation bottom. It's just like that's what it's going to look like, right? Something like that. And then 42 is up here at 50% level. So is this like the next year and a half or 2 years of our lives? Like, seems seems pretty reasonable. And like during this period right here, there's going to be money to be made, even if we don't get all the way up to even reload zones. So I don't like to, there's a couple things I hate. I don't like talking about new lows right here because I don't think you can really justify any reasons why Bitcoin's going to go below 15 right here. Like, sure, you could talk about like cost of production and stuff like that, and that makes sense. But I'm just saying, I don't like when people come out and go like, oh, they're like making like 10K calls when price is actually sitting at 38.2 and still technically in an uptrend. So I don't like that. And I also don't like talking new highs right here either. Like, I don't think there's much point in going out on Twitter and making bold claims that Bitcoin's going to 100K. It doesn't do any good. And you don't really have any reasons. But I do have some basic reasons to think that something like this would happen. And that's just kind of because we're range bound here. So far, we're basically range bound. And until we start really losing these lows here, I'm going to assume that we're inside this range. So anyway, I like to base my plan off just a conservative approach. I think something like this is probably happening. And I think a nice bounce to the 50% level will make some great trades. Hell, you can even bang out a double on Bitcoin if you buy it at 20K. So, of course, we kind of want, I mean, at this point, here we are in September. Stock market looks like total shit, to be fair, and we'll pull up those charts here just in a minute here. This is sort of my overview, actually. I'm taking a different approach, I suppose, today. September's an ugly month. Stock market's showing itself to be pretty ugly this month. End of the year slide is a real thing typically. Like, you can even see crypto last year. End of the year just dumped right into the end of the year. And sure, FTX was that time period, and I suppose FTX was it November or October? I can't remember. I think that was FTX, right? Yeah, that was the final nail in the coffin. But regardless of the reasons, it's not uncommon to see, just even that price action right there from like November into the end of the year, just kind of dead. So, you can see Bitcoin right here. I did say it's hanging on, ironically, just hanging on to 38.2 right here, which is also the Head and Shoulders neckline. And for whatever reason, this 28,300 seems to be like the level of the sort of, if we're going to maintain an uptrend, we probably want to stay above that level at this point. I mean, it's just fighting here, trying to stay above 38.2. But, while it is hanging on by a thread here, you could also easily see how we could just start losing those levels and doing this. So if all things just kind of go as normal, I would expect some sort of dip here into the end of the year. Maybe it's not this low. We don't know where it's going to come. It could be like up higher. It could be a little lower. But until we see like a real bottom somewhere, I think this is just the trajectory we're on. Just kind of like, just taking back some of the move here. Again, like the kind of people that bought up here, or, maybe it's people that bought in the middle here and rode Bitcoin up to 31 and then didn't sell. And now they're kind of sweating that trade. Do you think they're going to get off easy? Probably not. They're going to take back that move first and wash all those. Anybody that was lucky enough to get long through here is going to get washed out probably. Or at least tried, the powers that be are going to try to get them to panic sell. So there's probably got to be some sort of dip here before we go higher. But nonetheless, for the meantime, I'm just on this. We'll see how this happens at the end of the day. We'll see what happens down here, and we'll see if I am on the right track here. I suppose the only maybe we lose these lows and have to come lower. But really, I'm just talking around. Let's keep it simple and just wait for weekly W's, Like I'm just talking here and just speculating. We'll know when there's a bottom here. It'll at least look like this. I mean, that's a pretty ugly weekly W to be fair, but it is a W. And there was a bottom here. That's not the environment we're in right here. So I just keep that in mind. I'll just zoom out really quick and just mention a couple things about like sort of the broader market. I won't go very long here because I already just was ranting about other stuff. But there's also nothing new here, so there's nothing I'm just going to be repeating myself for the most part. But I will say the dollar's still just ripping straight up. Still hasn't truthfully gotten. I mean, it's above 38.2 here just by a hair. But I don't think we can say that 38.2 has been resolved bullishly yet. We're just basically fighting 38.2, and we're at the end of or I don't want to say the end. DXY has been on quite an up move, so it wouldn't be unrealistic. It's not unrealistic to think that some sort of pullback has to happen at some point here, and this would be a good location for it to happen if we are kind of range bound. I just have these lines here. They're just like gaps and stuff in the old high. And you can see we're just sort of in this zone. And watching this zone here is going to be just waiting for 38.2 to resolve. Any kind of like bare minimum 3-bar top, which is not in yet, or an M or something here would actually suggest, that we come back down against the 200 again. And that might give some breathing room for the stock market. Of course, that might not happen until January. Maybe we just kind of grind around and then it takes until the end of the year to truly roll the DXY over. But nonetheless, this thing's in a definite medium-term uptrend with the moving averages pointing straight up. And anytime we kind of got through the 200 and then found support on it and continued higher, that sort of suggests a change in market state to me. And so point being here, the dollar has not topped out yet. Even still, it keeps threatening to sort of break down, and then it always finds support against the 13 EMA for the time being. And I have kept saying RSI is still not overbought yet. So until we really touch overbought, I think this thing could keep grinding higher. But I'm just watching this 38.2 level here. Now on the flip side, the stock market themselves it looks horrible. I mean, this is the SPY ETF. I'd been watching those cumulative trading view charts and kind of determined this week that I shouldn't use those for this show because Nathaniel had told one, it's like those cumulative contracts when the rollovers happen, it causes weird shit in the price action. So, and I just kind of thought it might be better for zooming out and looking at like daily and weekly charts, probably better to just use the ETFs. This is the SPY. I think it's a little cleaner price action, than those cumulative futures charts, but either way, the prognosis is a big old M now in the S&P 500. So, I mean, I suppose anytime you see an M in a short reload zone, I don't think you should be super bullish. To be fair, so that M is now in, right? This is a daily M that probably even shows up as a weekly M. Yep. So that's a weekly M right there. In a reload zone after testing 78.6. So in general, this is not a good look for a bull, right? But same kind of conversation is like, do we have to kind of range out here and maybe make some deeper pullbacks here into the end of the year, get back against the 200 on the weekly here, take back at least 50% of this move? I mean, this is a straight up move. It's not unreasonable to think that like we could test 50% levels and still be a bull. So, you can see the 50% levels sort of down here where by the time price gets down there, the 200 will probably be around here. So to take back half this move and then see what the next step is seems pretty reasonable. That's not even that far away from here at this point. But point being is, DXY has not rolled over yet, and this is a big old M. So this isn't going to be great for the crypto bulls either, I'd say. Now, the NASDAQ didn't quite make the M yet, but it probably still will. They'll probably at least tick it down through there. So in general, not a great sign. Any bounces back up to the top of the range are definitely short location once these M's are in. Yeah, and you can see OBV here has M'd out now too, and RSI was in divergence and now M'ing out. So anyway, point being here, those markets don't look great, and the DXY has not rolled over yet. So far for the next short little while, I mean, there's still another week of September, and then of course doesn't mean we have to turn right around or anything. There's sort of downside pressure on the market for the time being. and I think crypto falls into that too. Russell 2000's already back to the bottom of the range almost. This thing's just kind of more oscillating around the 200 here, and this is interesting to me too, because this is just sort of the small cap stock market, which I actually think is relatively related to altcoins. And you can see how we've just been range bound for quite a while now, and now we're getting back down to the bottom of the range. So if it can't bottom here, then yeah, lower is probably in store. We'll just have to keep watching. If it can't find any sort of support down here against all these lows, which might start qualifying as like equal lows right now, so they might just have to take out all the liquidity down here before doing anything. So anyway, stock market doesn't look great. And Bitcoin, I'll go back to my daily chart here, and I was already kind of talking about Bitcoin, but just a couple comments I'll just make about Bitcoin that I didn't say earlier is I find it funny that we are just still oscillating around this trend line. So, I have this trend line off of essentially off the W. There's a kind of ugly, I don't use these lows here so much because I like this kilo and this kilo making sort of this kind of W and creating the uptrend. I suppose you could, if you want to use this low, that's fine. It's just not I've been working with this trend line. And hilariously, we're just kind of like fighting with it. So I think really there's just like a fight going on here with 38.2. That's what I was saying earlier. And I think watching to see how this fight resolves is all we can do. There's nothing to particularly do here. I could see longs off the lows here. Like anybody that took this FU long would probably still be trying to ride this position, or maybe they took profit already. But longs against the lows seem reasonable. But longs right here don't seem particularly reasonable, and shorts right here don't seem so great. Maybe shorts at minimum up against the 200 and up against the top, these old highs here at minimum. I don't even love that location, but at least you can argue there's some sort of range here with the top of the range up here at like 28.2, and so like shorting up against those highs seems okay. Right here we're just sort of in the middle, and there's just ugly ass price action. I've had this stupid little W on here forever, and I don't know if we can argue it's ever come in. So let's just wait for the W on the other side of the trend line. I mean, a nice clean W off 38.2 right here would be reassuring. Of course, on the flip side, any M's up here against, anywhere up here, and then certainly higher won't be great. So we're just watching, really. I think, like I've said a bunch, the uptrend is still technically intact. As long as we stay above these lows here, then we are still technically making higher highs and higher lows. So just not a lot to do really here. I mean, I think just all we can do is keep hunting our nibbles and altcoins and just slowly accumulating, because there's a lot of downside risk still, but at the same time, altcoins are buyable. So you just kind of have to weigh that with your plan and see how much you want to go in. And I guess DMAC's question was he was asking about my bags, and I'm not anywhere near done. I'll just say that. I'm actually I try to say that I'm conservative, because I mean I am, but I try to say that to you people here. If anything, I want to be thought of as somebody that's probably going to go a little slower than most people. I try to force myself to do that. So I don't when I'm more bullish, you'll hear it in my voice probably. I still have plenty of room to nibble. I'm not anywhere near maxing out my dry powder here. And I'll go really slow, but embarrassingly slow almost. Which isn't embarrassing to me. It's just funny, I have a friend that always kind of treats me like I'm too conservative, and he's done pretty good in crypto, but man, he's done some dumb shit too. And I always laugh because he's much more aggressive than me, much more of a gambler, or whatever that is, much more just willing to ape in. And I don't know if he can argue that's helped him that much, but he always kind of acts like I'm too conservative, which I find funny. But I'm also different than most. I don't know. I'm not going to get into my personal things as much, but I'm not I'm not trying to buy Lambos here. It's just not my nature. So I'm not I think all of us have greed in us, but I don't consider myself particularly greedy. Anyhow, Geez, now I'm just rambling. Let's see. Andre's saying, do you guys have a stock plan? Kind of, not. I mean, I have a stock plan. We don't have like a stock trading plan that we're giving to the community or anything because we don't really talk about stocks on YouTube too much. If you're a premium member on Mondays, I'm trying to get like a stock group going, and I do talk about stocks on Monday, and I am interested in stocks. And to be fair, that Russell 2000 chart I showed you is about my level of interest in stocks right now. It looks like shit, and there's M's in the S&P. So I'm not like looking to sell halves on doubles on stocks right now. If anything, I'm just trying to work my swing trading stock plan. And then someday there'll be I do think there'll be sort of like, yeah, you had some great trades when you were at yeah, I did make some pretty good stock calls at TR. I mean, funny enough, I became more like, well, that's all I talked about. When I did the daily briefs at TR, I would just talk about stocks. I didn't even talk about crypto. But that was more just the nature of, yeah, what I was supposed to be doing there. Anyway, I was going to say there probably will be a generational buying opportunity for stocks. Like I like saying that, whatever that means, but just a chance to buy stocks again. I think it's hard if you're like, if you didn't own Amazon already, it's like you're kind of too late, obviously. So when will be the next opportunity to buy stuff like that? And it'll probably come up again. It's just not now, in my opinion. So if you are younger, like if you're in, I'm in my getting to my late 40s. So if you're in, me, I'm not trying to, I'm a little different, but if you're 30 right now or 35 and trying to, take advantage of time and compounding gains on like a stock like Amazon, something like the next Amazon or whatever, I think it's not right this second, but it will come. And maybe crypto's better. I don't know. Probably better to focus on. Anyhow, geez, what the hell am I talking about? I am meandering through my plans. I'll let Paul jump on here in a minute. I'll just mention Ethereum still hasn't hit this ABCD yet. And I'm still this is a perfect example. Like Bitcoin is what it is, hanging on to support. Bitcoin's king. It's going to sort of drag the market along with it. But it is like holding on to its uptrend. But Ethereum is not. And so this is kind of more like altcoins to me. Of course, Ethereum has a big old M here at the top of its range already. And it's now... I hope you can at least see this looks kind of down-ish, right? Like, now I don't think you can short right here. It's sort of horrible short location, but it does look like the medium-term trend here is down. I just think there's a lot of reasons to get down to 1500 at minimum here, just because of ABCDs and then the trend line here off the bottom and 50% level of the range. Almost hit it already, but not quite. So it kind of just looks like to me we just need to dump down against this trend line and see what happens. Now, any W's here, and that'd be like, ABCD traders would maybe be interested in longs right there. Of course, any M's on the other side of the trend line means we probably got to come down to reload zones. And in the broader picture, we're just in this range now, it looks like to me. So, probably have to test somewhere down in the range here before we bottom. That same kind of idea. So I'm just waiting for that. What I'd really love to see, if I could see anything, or if everything was going to play out perfectly, I would like to see this thing just, nicely put in a bottom around 61.8 or something here and start Wing out and then kind of breaking out heading into the halving next year, which would be like, March, April, May. Seeing this bottom sometime around then would be the ideal thing. Like if we do see bottoms coming in like March, April, then I think we could kind of start making an assumption that the sort of halving cycle is on like normal. Because in the past, basically, we bottomed before the halving. So assuming that's going to be the same, we'll know that kind of when we see a bottom somewhere around here. So until then, I'm not going to really have that much to say. In fact, if we W'd out hard right here, that would almost be worrisome. Like, because this is kind of weird location for a new uptrend to start. Doesn't mean it can't happen, but any sort of bottom here and then we start taking off, that probably means we're just going to get up into 38.2s and roll over. So maybe it's better to just kind of get it over with now so that we have time to bottom into the halving, as opposed to turning around right now and going straight up, then having to come down and bottom before the halving. So anyway, that's my take. Not nothing too exciting. Paul's going to jump on and talk about the 5 coins that we're, looking at today. Of course, we have all our bids and, all our everything is documented in that Road to Financial Freedom plan available on our Discord. You can just grab the spreadsheet yourself and see exactly what we're doing. But in these shows, we basically just take, we just go one by one through 5 coins, and then we'll move on to the next 5, and we're just kind of repeating that process all the way up until the bottom is in. So, a little more focused on the bigger market cap coins, of course, but on Tuesdays, I'm talking crypto a little bit more on YouTube as well. And that's kind of, maybe we'll get into more like some of the coins that I'm not talking, or that we're not talking about here on this show. So it'd be like the shittiest of the shit coins maybe. But for this show, we're kind of sticking to the top 100 or so, with maybe a handful of new coins that we add in as we go. So anyway, that's about, somehow I took 40 minutes to say all that.
Yeah, it's okay. We have time, Kevin.
Yeah, we do. And I don't know. If anything, I'm just trying to just sort
anyway, we are only diehards here, so I don't think people mind that we will take more than 1.5 hours for this live stream.
Yeah, it's just, and they're really, I mean, if anything, it's a good time to just sort of, I don't know, get your emotions in check, I suppose that's what I'm kind of trying to do, is just impart some sort of calmness into all of this, or just patience, maybe.
People will just get bored, or will say, okay, I'm quitting crypto, will never go up. That's the problem. And it's enough for me. It's not never going up. Okay, let's focus on something else. And that's the moment where you should pay more attention, where you should look for to buy some altcoins. And I'll show you, if you'll switch to my screen.
Oh yeah,
we can show you something. I noticed, I don't know if it's something there or not, but I noticed the last couple of days a trend starting to form from 2 weeks ago. Okay, so if you look here on link on weekly chart, yeah, you can see this accumulation, and I noticed a lot of bullish news about Link. I don't know if you saw on Twitter or on X, same fucking thing. A lot of bullish news about Link. Last couple of weeks, last month, starting from last month, everyone, big influencer, they are trying to push Link up. I don't know. Maybe it's the best thing since hot water and sliced bread, but anyway, technically you can see the accumulation phase. Yeah, we are waiting below at the range low, but that doesn't mean the market should go necessarily 100% should go and take our limit order. Has all the technical part to, I don't know, to do a bounce. Yeah, exponential up, down retest, bearish retest, only down phase, sideways consolidation, and a lot of it. You can see a long period of consolidation just going sideways. If we'll have enough bullish news, yeah, this one could pump. And I don't know how many of you from last bull market you remember, from last bear market, you remember Link was hard to catch. Yeah, was pumping without any notice, without any technical. A lot of people missed the boat on Link. So now you can see it. We have it in the range. I don't know, if you have a dollar cost averaging plan, maybe it's time to include Link. If you want to find a swing position, maybe it's time to pay attention. I saw even on let me see, the last one I posted now on Twitter. I posted something. Let me see where I posted. 1 second. Yeah, you can see removing 4 million Link from Binance. Yeah, so something is up with, and I noticed a lot of bullish news about the founder of Link. The Link is the best thing ever since Bitcoin. Kind of news. Big influencers starting to push the narrative. It's up to you. Just my 2 cents. What I noticed last couple of weeks. But let's go back. I talked about Link last time. I remember. Maybe I don't remember exactly, but we talked about Link. We have this limit order here, but for the moment, I'm okay with that. If I will see the market going up, confirming this W and then retesting, then I'm forced to buy 0.5% at this level. I'll let this order here, but I'll buy 0.5% if I'll see the weekly W confirming. Yeah, it doesn't matter for too much for our plan because it's a difference, but for our plan is not so much. So if I'll see this weekly W confirming, I'm forced to buy 0.5. Okay, let's go back on our plan. The same plan, you can see. I don't know, simple and complete and at the same time. If you like this plan, make a copy on this spreadsheet. Really easy to make a copy. Take your own copy and modify it, do whatever you want. You have a complete spreadsheet. Yeah, you have the readme first, this part, you have statistics on the investment part, you have this road to financial freedom plan, you have the entire list with coins and levels. Then you can put your own dollar cost averaging plan. Yeah, statistics. It's a pretty complete spreadsheet. Don't a lot of people asked us why we put this one for free and if it's something else in the middle. No, it's not. Miko and the other guys from the community put a lot of time and effort to make this spreadsheet, and we decided that the best thing we can do is not to monetize it, is just to put it for free, so everyone has a chance to use this one. If we monetize it, then some other people will try to do the same, to copy it and monetize it in different communities. If it's for free, nobody can do that. It's for free. Everyone has a chance to use it. It's pretty easy to work with and reduce the time you should spend on following this plan. So the plan is the same. Read the red part. Yeah, 100%. You have to read this one. We are not financial advisors, so it's 100% up to you if you follow this plan or not. And we stopped last time at Xlumen. Yeah, we talked about Link last time. Now we are at we should start with Ape, Near, Field, Algo, and Vet. So the first one should be Ape. Let's take a look at the Ape and let's see what we have. Like I said even last week, I'm watching Ape here at $1. This is the next level we are trying to buy at $1. We bought at 0.5. We bought 0.5 here at $4.5. Now at $1, I think it's a good level. If you didn't bought this one here, not a problem. You can buy it now. Yeah. If you didn't, you are not in this plan from the beginning. You can see now Ape is a lot lower. We had this weekly W, had the breakout. It was okay on weekly to buy at the retest, but you can see it was just a bearish retest and down. It's a new project. It's a meme coin kind of idea. I don't know if we'll recover. I don't know if we'll go back anytime soon, back at, I don't know, 5 or, but if in the bear market managed to get to $28, I think to get to 20 or to $10 in the next bull market, it's probable if this one will recover. We don't know. So if it's included in our plan, okay, we should allocate 1%. We bought 0.5. We should buy another 0.5 here, and just after that, we just put ourselves half on the doubles, orders, and nothing we can do after that. So here, we should write the text another 0.5%. And that's it. After you get a fill, you'll probably get a fill next week or maybe in November, December. We should definitely put ourselves half on a double in the market because we don't know what will happen. And after that, until we'll get a sell half on a double, nothing to do on this coin anymore. This is the listing price on Binance. I'm okay with buying at the same level. Usually that's the target I'm watching to see. Yeah, I know the when they'll list on Binance, they'll pump the shit out of any altcoin, any shitcoin. Yeah, but I'm looking to buy back at the same level where they listed. If it comes back, okay. Sometimes comes even more than that. We'll see. Indicators, you can see nothing special about this one. There's nothing special. Ape, people who push this one up will push it again, in my view. I'm not 100% sure, but that's why we're only allocating 1% on this plan. Let's take a look at the next one. After Ape, we have Near.
Before you, really quick,
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that, like, you can see on that Ape, we've taken quite the drawdown on there, and just want people to understand that's a, we took a shot off that first weekly W and it didn't work, and now we've had to come down like another, God, I don't know, 80% or something. How much is that? But
Yeah,
my only
80%.
point is that does happen in this. So if you can't stomach something like that, then you're probably not accepting the risks that we're taking here. You could hear Paul just, he's not concerned.
I'm not concerned because I only allocated 1%. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Could be one of the coins will go to zero. I don't know.
Well, you only allocated 0.5%. Not
Yeah,
even
for
1.
the moment, but for every coin I have 1% allocated, so I'm okay. Even less in the end. At the end, we'll have less than 1% because we have more than 100 coins.
Yeah.
But it's a bit more complicated because we'll sell half on a double, we'll have some free coins, we'll recover some money. So at the end, will be less than 1% on every coin.
Yeah, just know that you might have to take this kind of hit on some of these.
Yeah, it's something normal in the bear market. I'm not saying this one will go to zero, but doesn't matter. I'm respecting the plan. Doesn't matter if this one will go to zero or not. Other coins will probably give me more profit that how I will lose on this one if we go to zero. On this one, I could lose only 1%, so $20, let's say, yeah. But if any other coin will go to 100x, I'm okay. Just one coin from our list. If we go to 100x, I'm okay with that. The entire plan, it's safe enough. I'll not lose money. Okay, let's take a look at the next one, Near. And you can see we have a fill at this level. Now, the market took our order, tried to bounce, put a nice, you can see, weekly chart, weekly W. This is a weekly W, but if I remember correctly, we spoke about this kind of W. Yeah, it's too small. I want a wide one, and you can see what happened. No, just bearish retest, back down, lost the support, and for the moment, I don't see a new W. You can see where I have the next buy order, a lot lower. If fulfill me at this level, I'm okay with living with the results exactly like on Ape. Yeah, I bought here 1.3, I bought here at 0.5, and from that point, just put my short orders in the market and live with the results. Nothing I can do more than that. I could, okay. Some people will say, okay, why you are not waiting for that weekly W? I'm okay with buying at 0.5. Look at where was this one listed on Binance last bear market in 2020. I'm okay with that level. Yeah? Probably, usually the big weekly W will come above this level. So I'll be lucky to take this, to get filled on this order. Overall, nothing to do. You can see some bullish divergence on OBV. I like that, but nothing special. This one could go a lot lower, could go sideways a long period of time. If you compare this one with Link, you will see a big difference. Link already has a lot of going sideways. This one is not even close to Link. Yeah, needs a lot of a round bottom. Look at Cardano last bear market, and you'll see what I'm expecting from this one. A long period of accumulation here, maybe touch my level, and then some W's, and then to go up. Will take some time. So we have a fill, we have our short in the market. Hopefully everyone has that. I'll repeat every time I'll have the opportunity because it's really important. Put your order in the market. Another order here at 52 cents, and nothing we can do more than that. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. And the next one is fill. You can see this one has a fill. I guess we have on some of them we have even sell half on a double field. So let's see, fill. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let me put. We are in the long reload zone. You can see long reload zone. We are lower than long reload zone. You can see where the long reload zone is. This one is not a long reload zone. Maybe from this level, it's a long reload zone. We are at 88.6. But in the same time, we got a fill. We should have a short order in the market. And I don't see that weekly W. If we'll look left, yeah, we are in accumulation phase. We are below the listing price. I'm okay on this one to wait for that weekly W because I already have half a percent. That weekly W, keep in mind, the market price is at $3. That weekly W could come at, I don't know, at 50 cents even, or at $1. So a lot lower. I'm okay with waiting on this one for a big and wide weekly W. Same kind of idea. Yeah, you can see up, down, but I don't see that around bottom. I don't see that sideways movement, boring movement, where every retail investor or beginner will give up and will say, fuck it, if this one will go one more time to the downside, I'm closing everything and I'm doing something else. I don't see that. Still some excitement in this one. Up, down, up, down. Maybe from now on we'll cool off and we'll do a cup and handle kind of a thing. Let's wait and see. But for this plan, I'm waiting for that big weekly W to buy another 0.5. Pretty simple, nothing to do at this point. Again, put your sell half on a double in the market. Please put your orders in the market. Don't wait until the market will go higher, because sometimes, usually, will go to your level and then back down at the original place, and you'll miss to gain some free coins. Okay, so on fill, nothing to do. Indicators, nothing special. You can see weekly chart, maybe on daily is different. Yeah, some possibility here. You can see some bullish divergence trying to form, but nothing special. I don't see that we should buy it now at market price. Not yet. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. And the next one is Algo. Okay, where are you, Algo? Here. On Algo, you can see we bought 0.5 here at 2 cents, 20 cents. And then at 10 cents, if you remember, I posted on the weekly crypto review channel, market buy it here at this level. So we have 1 full percent. We don't have any short, we don't have anything, nothing we can do for the moment on this one. What we can do, we can put our sell half on a double. Order is in the market, and let's wait on this one. It's at the bottom, not the best chart. You can see we can go a lot lower, but because it's at the 2020 lows, I was okay with buying 1 full percent. What we have special on this one, you can see some arrows, some things. We have a trade, but I'll show it to you. But keep in mind, this is for a different plan. You have to have a stop loss. You have to be a kind of a trader to take this one. So if I'll switch to daily, you will see it. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, we are buying here. We already have a fill. We are trying to sell here at 20 cents. It's a 5-to-1 risk to reward. Stop loss is just below this low. If you like this trade, it's 100% up to you. Keep in mind, I'm risking from my portfolio only 1% on this idea. So I bought the exact quantity here. If the market will go back down at my stop loss, I'll lose 1% from my account. Yeah, that's trading with stop loss. It's a different thing. If you want to learn that, join our premium part, watch our videos. Maybe when we'll open a couple one again, you can join it if you want to be a trader. This one has a stop loss, is a different kind of I don't know, approach on the market. Okay, so that's about algo. Let's take a look at the last one. Let me switch really quick on weekly because I don't like daily for this plan. And the last one is vet. You know, vet from last time did the same kind of nice move in the last bull market. Let's see where we are now. Yeah, we don't have a feel on for the moment. Yeah, you can see I have my 0.5 here. Never got to that level. I'm patient and I'll wait. Maybe now we'll form a W and it'll go up until here in October. Seems like we'll have a silent small altcoin season or altcoin pump. But in November, December, January, I'm thinking that I could get a feel at this level, and if a big ugly event, black swan event will happen, maybe even at the next level. So we are still waiting on this one. I don't see any reason to buy at the market to remove this order or this one. It's still my analysis for me is still valid, and you can see some bullish divergence forming. But RSI is below 50 line. OBV, you can see it is going sideways. Willy, let me put the Willy again. You can see it's below below middle line, close to oversold again. This one needs to do the same thing. You can see here, yeah, a lot of accumulation going sideways. Take multiple times take the lows. I don't see that yet. We can at least give us a first entry. I'm okay with overall. I'm okay with keeping my order at the same place. So nothing to do on that. Yeah, new projects. I have a short list. So why? Let's take a look at what we have on these ones. Just a short look. I don't see weekly W here. Yeah, you can see this project. I don't know how new it is, but at least you can see we had a W, we had a pump. Yeah, and I said after the pump, the move is done. Wait, because this one could go in the same amount of the same percentage in the to the downside. Yeah, you can see pump dump. Now it's going sideways. Let's wait and see the next W. We had a nice weekly W here. Not the cleanest one because probably this shoulder was a bit lower. Yeah, you can see a bit lower, took the low. But now that move is played out. I don't see anything special on indicators. Yeah, OBV is going up, but I saw OBV going up, I don't know, 1 or 2 years, and the market is still going sideways or lower. Yeah? Someone is accumulating it, that's for sure, but I don't see that weekly W. Not yet. Bico, same kind of thinking. Yeah. Let me put it on out. I don't see that W. Not yet. And you can see I'm expecting market to go sideways and maybe an LJ. Maybe. Joe, we have a limit order here. I don't see that weekly W. I see something here at 78.6, good location. And I see the possibility to form not this W, but to form a new W at 78.6. This level hold for the moment, some strength, but I don't see a setup here. For investors, you can see where I'm waiting. Yeah, and I'm okay with that level. Next one, I don't have enough history in this one, but at least we have a big range, and we are at the bottom. I don't see that weekly W. I don't see anything special. Bullish OBV, but nothing more than that. Maybe we should wait a little bit more for a consolidation like this and try to buy the lows. Probably. This one, You can see where we are waiting a bit lower. Nothing special. I don't see that W. And on this one, we are waiting all the way down at $2.5. Yeah, it's not a new project, but it's a project we want to put in our list. And you can see where we should allocate for this one. Or we have this one in the market. I don't think we have this one on the list, and that's for Miku to tell us. Okay, that's about it from my perspective. Let's take a look at a quick view on Bitcoin, what we have on lower time frames. I guess Kevin will not be upset about that. It's lower time frame, it's 4-hour chart. So you can see we managed. We had a trade here at Mountain Man. We are stopped out. We lost 0.5%, and now we have 1% risk in the market with this trade. And you can see we are more than 1-to-1 in the market. Low volatility. It's a stable coin again. Our stop loss is at the week low here, week high here. So we cannot lose money anymore on this trade, but we can make a lot of money. So that's my perspective on lower time frame about Bitcoin. Still a range, yeah. 4-hour chart. I'm talking about daily 4-hour chart. You can see high, low, range, and we can play around in this range. Play the range game and make some money. Bitcoin dominance is pretty strong. I don't like that. Could put a daily chart to show you something. Yeah, we are above 50 level. I don't like that. That's bad sign for altcoin. For I don't know, a swing trader, for a short-term view about altcoin. On this plan, yeah, we like to see Bitcoin dominance above 50 line because we can get some fills. But overall, now this one is winning. This line is in the middle, and we accepted above 50 line. Let's see what will happen next week. But I'm thinking I don't see any reason we cannot test the highs. That's the problem. If we'll test the highs, altcoins will take a pretty big hit, with some exceptions like Link and something else. Few altcoins they could still pump if they have a fundamental event or some news or something like that. That's about it. I don't know. We have 1 hour, I guess, in talking in this live stream. Let's see if we have any requests. Kevin, I guess the best idea is to do the giveaway.
Yeah, we can do that. We do have a couple requests, but we can do the giveaway really quick too.
Yeah, let's get rid of the giveaway. We have 3 winners to announce. We had some problems. Yeah, we had some problems with the retweeter. Nothing is working. I don't know. They changed some things on Twitter, and nothing is working. So Kevin took all the members who retweeted, and he made a list, and he'll draw separately 3 winners. If it will be the same winner, sorry, but you can win only once. I guess it's fair because we have almost the same people every time. I don't think it's fair for one. It's not okay for one member to win 2 times in the same draw. Yeah, because if we put a draw to draw 3 people in the same push of the button, then definitely will not be the same guy. It's a free drawing tool, so I think it's fair in that way. So I'll let Kevin to push the button. Okay, Kevin, it's up to you.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I was saying Miku says, please remove me from the wheel. I don't know who you are on here, Miku.
Just push the button. If it's Miku, will...
Yeah. I'll shuffle it really quick. You see everybody's names here. I'm going to hit click to spin and MS German. Okay, well, we'll just spin again if you're on there. Here we go.
I don't know if the drum is good enough, but it's all I got.
Elvis is one. Well, you've won before, Elvis.
Yeah, so Elvis is the first one.
Are, are you writing
Okay.
these down? Excuse me.
We have it on the live stream. No need for that.
That's true. Oh my god, I
Yeah,
just
so
started choking for a minute there.
yeah, so DMAC, finger crossed.
Okay, so here we
Let's
go.
try the second one. So Elvis is the first one.
I guess I can remove Elvis now. And
Yeah, you can remove him, yeah.
all right, here we go. Ready?
Okay, the second one.
Alexandria.
I'm watching on YouTube, so I'm a bit behind what you are saying. And Alexandro is the second one. Nice.
All right, one more.
One more chance, DMAC. One more chance.
Here we go.
Yay! Let's see. Another one.
Oh, at the last second, tipped into Sergeant Gregor.
What happened? Okay, let's see. Sergeant Gregor. Sorry, DMAC. Next time. Be damn sure to retweet every time. You won a couple of times, so I don't know.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's about it. 3 people. We'll do it. I don't know. We'll do it the same way, or we can do it every week. Probably it's best to do it every week with the. But we have to do it manually. That's the problem.
That's okay. It didn't take me that long to get the names together.
We have to take the names and put in there, and then do the. But something is happening with Twitter that nothing is working.
Yeah, they don't. They're changing something, or they don't really like off-site stuff now. I wonder if I think any tweets that have external links probably get throttled as well. It seems like nowadays. But anyhow, there's a couple requests that are in the request room, so I'll just hit them really quick. But storage was one of them. And then if anybody else in the chat wants to make any requests, this one's coming from inside our Discord. Actually, I want to look at storage with a little more history. Maybe like Poloniex. That doesn't have much. This would be a good example of one that was mostly traded against Bitcoin, though, like in 2017. Well, I guess Binance has the most. I remember this got delisted from Bittrex like years ago.
And after this one, please do Torn. I want your opinion. Is my request to you.
Oh, which one?
Please, Torn. After you do this one, Torn on BSD on Binance.
All right. Well, I know storage has a lot more history than this in general, but so I don't know where the real bottom is. It's lower than this, though, I imagine, because that's just going back to July of 2020. But nonetheless, I like OBV divergence, so I'll just say that. That's actually confirmed. We have 2 confirmed, actually. There's OBV divs from that low to that low, and then from this low to that low, now all confirmed. But really, I just still want to wait for a weekly W. But it looks pretty good. Not really any structure, though, to work off of, so probably best to just wait for actual W to come in on the weekly chart. But maybe let's look at it against Bitcoin, because there's probably more history. I don't know, maybe even on Bitcoin. I know it goes back on Bittrex, yeah. Wow, it's still not as... Maybe that's 2017. Well, it's down at its all-time lows then, I guess. So that's pretty promising. I think still just waiting for W's is probably the safest thing to do, but certainly wouldn't fault anybody for buying it. Taking nibbles right here. It is... I don't know, maybe about chasing it right here. Maybe at bare minimum, draw some reload zones and at least hunt. I think I have log chart on. That's why these are looking. I forgot I was looking at log charts on because I was looking at the Dow. That makes more sense. Jeez, I was wondering why these charts look so weird to me. I had log scale on. I was looking at some other stuff the other night, but well, this looks a little bit better. I mean, the same thing applies. Still same divergences in OBV. The location looks a lot better though, looking at it from this angle, as we're down against the lows here, and maybe not chasing it right here. But if you must nibble, you could probably just draw reload zones off of that range and kind of hunt down in the 28 cents, 26, 25 cents zone. But still waiting for a weekly W is probably the the best approach. And this kind of looks head and shoulders-y to me too. I do kind of think some of these are making these head and shoulders bottoms, which also just sort of keeps like, of course the neckline's a little weird because it's way up there, but wow, I just drew that horribly. That's not a good example because this wick is sort of killing it. But the point I'm trying to make is wherever this low comes in, we probably still have another bottom somewhere else down the road. This isn't really a great example of that head and shoulders, but I was kind of thinking like minus the wick at first, and it would be something like this is kind of how I see the bottoms coming in crypto. So, maybe deleting that wick. So point being is like, still think the bottom's going to be somewhere kind of later, somewhere between now and the halving for whatever that's worth. But I mean, Steven, you're in here. I think, you're asking, so why isn't that a weekly W? Well, let's look at that. I mean, I don't know if you mean, for one, there's no W here because this side is lower than this side. So that's not a W, because we got a lower low on the right side. And then in here, I mean, that's not really a W either. Like if you just go to a line chart, sometimes is the easiest way to see these. Ironically, like we're almost getting a W here on the line chart. That's funny. Like let me look at the candles again. Oh yeah, because that's just a tail. Yeah, so this is actually an interesting one because technically the line chart is a W. So that just comes down to like what you personally think. Like, as a line chart, that's a damn nice looking chart. It looks a lot better to me. So that's interesting. That kind of one of those things about trading. It's just like the subjective nature of this stuff. If I was just to pull this up, I would say that's a damn nice looking chart. It has OBV divergence, has nice W coming in against the lows. It's just when I look at, and that's the funny thing about crypto. There's so many exchanges. So, the price action can vary a little bit from exchange. But, this technically isn't a W because this low comes down lower. So there's a gray area on this one for sure. Can't tell anybody exactly what to call that. It's just sort of an ugly W at best. Definitely a line chart W. And I think even if you're going to use that line chart W, then that puts the breakout level right there. And we're actually sitting right here. So, it's clearly not the worst place to be a buyer. It's just, I don't feel any huge rush. I'd rather see a real weekly W here. This doesn't count to me, but it's close. So I don't know. That's an interesting one. It's just kind of one of those things where like it's funny too, because you have to decide there's some people that trade candle body W, some people that like, even with this wick, would you consider this wick breakout a W? Like, are you going to go buy a break of that level and say that's a W? I don't know. That's not really my style, but the point is everybody has to sort of figure this out for themselves. Like, what are they willing to do? Like, or where are they willing to draw the line? And it all comes down to confirmation, right? We're trying to build strategies that sort of give us confirmation. Like, if this happens, and this happens, I'm going to take the trade. And unfortunately, with technical analysis, there's just a million ways to view this stuff. Even the concept of W in itself can be debated, between like what people consider as a confirmed W. So I can't really tell you how to see that. You just have to sort of figure it out for yourself. I like to stick to the cleanest looking W's I can find. This doesn't really fall into clean. Like, I don't like when, like, if a wick's shooting up like this, I'll use the candle body, but in general, I use the whole price action. Yeah, it's a tricky one, but I like it in general. I definitely like the location. And let's see. FET. I'll look at FET, and then I'll look at the one that you were asking about, Paul. But let's just look at this one first before I forget. This was one of the high flyers from the beginning of the year, AI, and slowly working its way back down. That's another weird looking W, because this one would also be a candle body W, but not a real W in terms of the price action here with this FU move taking out the lows. And the reason I don't like W's like this is because now this is just like a tail that's just asking to be eaten. You can see how they're even like right now we have basically like an M coming in there, and price probably wants to explore this tail a bit. There's also like kind of open air fair value, not really a fair value gap, but just sort of like not a lot of volume right in that area there, like at 15 cents. So it's likely that we probably have to get sucked down into there. This isn't my style in general. I mean, yeah, we're in a reload zone. Technically, we're below 61.8 and we are in a reload zone, but you can see at 21 cents here, and then the old lows are at 5 cents. So there's still plenty of room to fall here. And I have this trend line on here already. I think waiting for a W on the other side of the trend line is always never a bad idea. Me personally, it just kind of looks like we need to explore down like 11, 12 cents. So probably be hunting down there. And I'm looking at OBV here and just seeing M's basically. There's a new M coming in right now. It's trying to W. I mean, it did technically W, I suppose, just barely here. And now it's kind of... So that's actually not an M because we did make a higher high here. So this is a potential M, the whole structure. I just think it looks, it's too risky right here for me. I see down here as being a place I want to be a buyer, 12 cents. And again, sticking to my whole, like, I think we're going to kind of grind through the rest of the year, probably making lower prices in general. I think it just makes sense to me to wait till like 88.6s kind of area, 12 cents to buy. But, this doesn't scream bottom to me right here. I'll just, say that. If anything, we do have this M here too. We have some resistance up here. If we do kind of get up against that level and get rejected, then it's a little early. Yeah, I won't take. Yeah, I mean, it's all about. Yeah, if you want to take nibbles, Steven's saying here in the chat that he won't take too big of a nibble, even if he's in love with the fundamentals. I mean, I like that storage better than this one in terms of location. But even if you started dollar cost averaging here, something might be more appropriate. I don't see any reason to, like, say you're putting 1% per name. There's no reason to go and throw 1% at this right here. I just think you're asking for trouble. Now, to take a little nibble and then try to wait for the next structural bottom to come in, that's okay. But this one's still pretty chasey, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, we're in a reload zone, but there's just like 75, 80% to the downside just to get back to the old lows. Maybe more. Actually, more. Something like that. Don't make me do math. And this looks very Amish to me, so in OBV. What was the one you were saying, Paul? Torn? I feel like it's one I'd never heard of.
Yeah, Torn BSD on Binance.
Torn? Oh, there it is. It's funny, I don't even know what this is.
Torn Cash.
I mean,
the founder, I guess, is still in jail.
Oh, that's right.
But the price, it's pretty interesting.
I mean, that's a W. It's kind of a little cheeky one, but kind of see a W in there.
The problem is it's on Binance, you can buy against BSD. And BSD should be delisted from Binance at some point in time.
Oh, right.
So if you want to buy easy, to be easy to buy this one, I don't know.
Wait, so is BUSD, is it maintaining the peg right now, or?
Yeah, it's maintained, but Binance says to get rid of BSD. I get a message every day or something like that.
Oh, so they're definitely delisting it.
Yeah. And this one, Torn, it's only against BSD. So
interesting. Well, I mean, I'll just keep with my normal analysis. I would really like to see a W or OBV divergence right here. which didn't happen, but it is, did put in like kind of a steep W here and is trying to turn. It's not my favorite W. I'd almost rather see a cleaner W before I do anything. But then then this little weekly W's.
Yeah, at least an LJ. I see the if you try to put an LJ, you'll see the price is at the trend line. The last two tops.
Yeah. That makes sense. Just maybe being a little more patient. But I mean, certainly like buying it right here is cheap. Kind of power 3 looking actually too if you go off of these equalos back here, and if we get back inside of this, then I guess that's power 3. I don't know, I like it, but I also just like it with that same sort of like general not that excited.
I don't know about fundamentals, but if you look at Torn USDT on Poloniex, you'll see something.
Torn. I can't even type.
Yeah, we are in a bear market. Only diehards watching the video, so we can keep it a bit longer.
I mean, that's got divergence in OBV there now.
Look at overall chart. Okay, look at the highs.
Well, yeah, the highs are way up there. Jeez, whoa.
So if you want to buy a lotto ticket, just an idea. I don't know how much, how expensive your lotto ticket is, but
yeah, I mean, it seems like a reasonable bet.
Yeah.
If it's going to survive.
We are in the bear market. Things could change in a bull market. That one could get out of jail. I don't know. Bad news about privacy or something, or I don't know, could push the market up. I don't know anything else. What I know, it's a good lotto ticket for the moment. It's not something I will sell my house. It's not something I'm betting on, but I don't know. Buying $50 a lotto ticket, it's okay, because if this one will recover, even for short time, look at the highs. Look at the highs from the last from 2022, and you can see has some room to go up.
Yeah, I mean, really, your double is only like just to move back to that high, even practically. So
yeah,
I mean,
from $3 to $6, it's pretty easy. Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely the kind of thing we want to be looking for. Plenty upside.
Yeah. And I see some life signs. You can see the volume bar. They are from time to time they are growing. So someone is trying to do something. I don't know. Just something risky, and like I said, lotto ticket.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose there is still room to come down and eat this wick here. Yeah. Or I'm sorry, tail. I didn't mean to say wick, but yeah, maybe it has to come down and eat that up a bit. But I mean, either way, it looks pretty good, and there is OBV divergence on this Poloniex chart. It wasn't on the other one, but
yeah,
that's cool. What's Andre saying?
I'm approaching these kind of charts. That's why I told you to look at it, because we are only diehards. Usually, people know how to trade. Diehard people know how to buy a lotto ticket. They understand the concept. They are usually not part of the public. That's why I'm approaching. You saw I spoke about even trades on 4-hour chart, but just because we are only a few people who approach in the correct mode the crypto space.
Yeah. And Andre, I don't know what you're talking about with Paulo's digital residency program. I don't know what that is. Some sort of but yeah, Coinbase and Kraken is all I'm trading on now at this point, basically, for the US. And then you want to look at a warrant, huh? Okay. Now we'll really get into the weeds here. Talk space.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks good. I mean, this is the exact kind of chart that we want crypto to look like, first of all. So as soon as altcoins look like this, we'll be ready to party. But you can see the nice OBV div that, I don't know if that's actually a divergence. Let's see here.
Yeah, make a screenshot, put it on your desk, that image. When you'll see an altcoin looking like that, buy with both hands. You can
Yeah.
buy straight 1% and wait for a double. That doesn't mean you'll sell your house, but that's the way you want altcoins to look.
Yeah, and this is what I would argue a clean W looks like. You know, going back to the W conversation, just very nice, tidy, uh, very well defined W. And now we're even starting to get closes above the W breakout level, which is nice. Not technically OBV divergence right here because we didn't make a lower low. And then back here, we didn't technically go into divergence, but we do have this nice W. That's enough for me to follow my plan. Just, once, nice and, I mean, location's good down against the range here. And then when the OBV div confirmed was on this week here, and then you could have waited another month or two and waited for the breakout and then bought this dip here. That makes sense as my setup. But even if you're just long from 1039, which is the W breakout level, pretty damn good. This thing looks good. What does the stock look like? Oh yeah, the stock's already rallying. Huh, I've never even seen this. I don't know what this is. That's a nice OBV divergence right there. Damn. See, like this is a very nice example of buying a weekly W. If you were to, follow my setup, just, the divergence came in here. Then you had to wait. You could have maybe bought that if you called that a W and you would have gone underwater right away here. That is technically a W. So yeah, maybe you bought the breakout there and had to take some heat, but you'd have still been fine. Never lost the lows. But then this wider W came in here these couple of weeks. Nice place to be a buyer. And it looks like you'd already get a double off this week. Yeah, I went from $1 to $2. So I suppose with the warrant, the question would be, is this rally over yet? Which there's nothing about this chart right here that says it's over. It does look like we've kind of headed up into a neckline of a potential head and shoulders. So maybe we have to come back now and make this bigger head and shoulders kind of pattern like this. So like, now the neckline's a little high, but still like something like that. So we'll see what happens here. You can kind of see how it ran out of steam into the end of the week. But man, that looks pretty good. I mean, I really like that chart. That is like the perfect or anything chart, but that's a perfect weekly chart basically right there. Can't find anything. There's nothing that I would want to buy more than something like this. Now, I'll be honest with warrants. I'm sort of like not. I feel like warrants are best traded in euphoric bulls. Like it's like when everybody's piling into shit, this thing will probably go nuts. You can see the upside here. It's got like 12 cents up to $3 or something. Not even assuming that. Let's just say like a dollar even. There's 10x is possibility here. So damn nice looking chart though. So I like it. Maybe I'll go buy it. Andre says it's a virtual mental health company. Decent FA, still not making a profit. Well, and this goes out to 2025. Do you know the strike price of the warrant offhand? Could go dig it up, but I mean, obviously anybody that tells me to look at a chart like this probably is either done TRI, which I know Andre has, or somehow learned.
Maybe in time after you'll set up that room Mondays about stocks, maybe we can do a live stream about stocks also.
Yeah, maybe someday.
We'll keep this one on crypto, but we can do something for stocks also. Same kind of thinking on long term time frame. Not now, because now you can see we are 20 people, 100 people, let's say in total, still interested in trading. But yeah, we can do that. We can put it in our plans, and we can do another weekly live stream or something similar.
Yeah.
I'll let Kevin do that if he wants, because he's the best one for.
I mean, yeah, and also it comes down to, honestly, like if I was gonna choose between nibbling on stocks or nibbling on crypto right now, I'd probably be more inclined to nibble on crypto. I'm not that particularly bullish of the stock market in terms of like investment.
That's the problem. They hold the level really nice last couple of months. I'm hoping this fall they will go down, and maybe we can pick some stocks. But they hold, they are strong for the moment. That's not a particular great sign for overall view. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's not.
Yeah.
And the funny
So
thing,
I
the
said,
last thing I'll say about this, Andre was saying the strike is way up here at 1150. So the thing about this is those warrants are useless. They're worthless up until here. So this thing's got to like move a lot. That's why I kind of prefer trading warrants in the bull market when there's more momentum behind everything, because there's not really a huge reason to go buy that warrant right here, because I mean you need like a 5x on the stock to get back to break even. So but warrants are funny because they sort of pump like exponentially to the stock usually. Well, that's actually kind of another bad sign about this too. This stock's doubled here recently, whereas the warrant, I suppose the warrant did probably double. It it just has so much upside it's hard to see. I don't know if the warrant doubled 33 up to. Oh yeah, the warrant's up like a lot. If you really zoom in, I guess through that whole stock rally, that warrant's gone from 4 cents up to 13. So yeah, it's 3x. So it's moved more than the stock. More or less. I'm kind of just averaging the location there, but so it did double. But you'd expect this to do better than the stock, and the fact the stock is ripping and this thing's still kind of getting ready to rip, I don't know what that means.
I could
But
see a range there, Kevin, a clear
oh
range.
yeah, totally, very much.
That could be the top for the moment,
But
and we can do like on link chart going sideways.
that's still a
If you have
double.
time, yeah, if you have time, put the Cardano chart on Binance or wherever you want, and show the people how a clear consolidation phase in a bear market should look at.
Yeah, we could look at Binance, I guess is
I
fine.
forgot to I switched to your screen and I forgot to do that.
Oh, I'm on my screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
I forgot to do it when I had the screen. So
oh,
yeah, so
oh,
look
right.
at the last bear market.
I mean, yeah, this is oh, whoops. I mean, yeah, this is a nice consolidation back here. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm talking about the last consolidation before the exponential move up. Was more than 1 year going sideways. And we're
Yeah.
expecting the same time. Maybe if we're lucky, we can get the same time. That's the kind of W you want. Yeah, that's kind of the consolidation you want to see in altcoins. So I don't think we'll go straight up. Even at the halving, Bitcoin could pump. Bitcoin could do a lot of things. But usually altcoins, they all stay behind and we'll have time. Let's hope we'll have time to buy them cheap. Yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
see the reason to I don't, when you hear a bullish news or something about an altcoin, don't buy and grab it at the market price. Wait. Even if will pump or double, they'll usually come back and give you at least a reload zone.
Yeah.
So you can see the drawings already
Yeah, like
on Kevin's
this.
chart. Really nice. That's something you should expect from Cardano.
Yeah, even
Or
if it's
limit
lower, it
order.
could be, it might end up being down here, but we'll see.
Yeah. Our first limit order on this plan, it's at, I don't know, close to 16 cents, 15 cents, something like that.
I
Yeah.
swear I do this
But
all the time.
it's okay.
I open up that stupid source code window every time I try to hit delete. I hit my little tiny keyboard. Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I'll say about this is, yeah, we want to see this across all of altcoins. But kind of going with what Paul was just saying, is this is why we don't want to FOMO too hard here, because like you probably maybe there'll be like a move down into like the 10-cent region for some reason, and then bounce to 20, and you bang a double out just in this little window. But that still doesn't mean you've missed the trade if you've, or the the cycle bottom if you miss that one pop, because like this thing's probably going to do something like this, and there's going to be times to buy there, times to buy there, time to buy there, or however many times it does that. I don't
Yeah.
think we should rush, really. We should just wait. And honestly, I think it'll probably come in down here, to be honest. But wherever wherever you want to target, I kind of like down against the old traffic area, because this is sort of similar to this. I see this as open air. That's fair value gap there too. Just so price, that's like a vacuum for price to at least get sucked into. bare minimum. So it's 18 cents minimum. I think this will at least test, but
Yeah, we have the first limit order at close to 15 cents. So I think we can go even lower in a good environment, good in a Black Swan event or something ugly for Cardano. It's testing the lows now. So if we
yeah.
lose that level, we can go a lot lower. That's the idea.
And clearly it looks pretty heavy right here. It doesn't look like it's slowing
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. So we can.
But these are
And
this is a cool, I mean, this is just a testament of what I think will happen. Remember, like we're like right here right now somewhere. You know, like this is the dead cat bounce. Like Bitcoin has now doubled off the lows. Dead cat
yeah.
bounced up. But look at all this had to happen. And granted, this was COVID where we actually lost the lows briefly. But even if COVID wouldn't have happened, we probably would have seen some sort of like sidewaysy right through here too, where it would have maybe W'd again. Probably wouldn't
Yeah.
have dipped
Probably
as
they'll find
dip.
another reason to test the lows. That's for sure.
What's that?
They'll find another reason to test the lows.
Yeah.
Probably.
And so it's just
So
this is the period where we're sort of waiting on this period right here, right now. So
I'm hating that part of the chart. You know why?
yeah, I do.
Specifically that part you drawn.
I mean, honestly, I mean, we're a little different. I bought Cardano because I just was simply drawing, you know, reload zones here, the weekly W's back here, and buying, buying the reload zones here.
Yeah, but I got scared when they lost the lows. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah. And this was,
So they hold the bottom.
this was in hindsight, obviously an amazing opportunity to be a buyer, but I was in here buying. But see, like Cardano, some of these made new lows, and some, like Bitcoin didn't make a new low here, but Cardano
Yeah.
certainly did. Either way, I guarantee, 100% guarantee, nobody was saying this that the market was going to do this right here. Nobody was saying this would happen.
Yeah, I had too much exposure. That was the problem. Not my mentality. I had just too much exposure. I had at that time almost 10K value.
Yeah, that's crazy. Oh my God.
$10,000 was a bit too much exposure. And I sold 80%. I still made some nice money with Cardano, but anyway, let's move on.
Just Blubber Flub. It's a good name. Was saying the BTC chart shows the bottom. I mean, that's like very nice test of the old bottom there. But this same story just needs to
Yeah.
I mean, this is good. This is the hardest thing. Like, without a doubt, location's great right here. Anytime you pull up a chart and you see this pattern forming, then of course, like, location's good here, but it's really hard to wait. And I highly recommend waiting. It's like you have to kind of train yourself to not get too FOMO right here and just let this thing finish, because you don't really want to buy. It's like you do want to buy down markets. Like, we don't want to be buyers up here, obviously. But we also don't want to like buy too early in general. And I consider that too early. There's just nothing ready to say that the bottom's in yet, especially when I look at OBV here pointing down with no W.
Nothing yet.
This is why I like using OBV, because it'll tell, it'll be a little late. Like maybe you have to pay up a little bit because you've waited for OBV to turn, but it'll be a much different picture than here. Like even like look at OBV in the past. I mean, see the W's starting to come in here. There's W's there. Then a bigger W came in. Then we still dipped down to buy levels. And by the time it was down here, OBV was actually starting to put in divergences, it looks like. Well, at least right through there. And, so my point is like we're like right here right now, kind of. And so there's still more, time to bottom out. And to be fair, this was the real consolidation bottom. That was like sort of a intermediate. This is kind of like the sort of dead cat bounce. And then now we have to go through this period. But the bottom was set back here. So you could argue Bitcoin's like that now. You could say you could argue that the Bitcoin bottom is, well, of course I picked a messy chart, but you could argue this is it's not the greatest sideways consolidation. It's pretty short, but the bottom came in, dead cat bounce, and now the next bottom will be the actual sort of like conservative buy opportunity. And that's why, me personally, I don't really think we're going to lose these lows. I don't really think we have to. We might, but I'm not thinking that way. I'm still just thinking let's test the lows a little bit. And
let's keep some money for that scenario, but let's not bet on the fact that we'll lose the lows. We
yeah,
already did too much. Why? We got below the last all-time high, below 20K. That was an exception. So I think we did enough damage, and I'm not betting, with the exception of I don't know, a black swan event. I'm not thinking that we'll lose that level. We're a bit too late for that. Huh?
yeah. I mean,
We're too
honestly,
close to the target.
I think a black swan event would be nice to just take us right down into this level. Like, to me, like that would be like an epic capitulation if we do just sort of like, basically they lull everybody to sleep here, kind of going sideways, and then just dump it down into like 19, 18,000. And if that happened, like in a panic dump, like if we go down there fast, that'll ultimately become like the buy opportunity, like later on down the road, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens.
I'll keep, I don't know, some amount of money for that scenario that will lose the lows, but I'm not betting on that. I'm betting on a nice reload zone, 78.6, maybe, if we're lucky, from the lows until the highs. So I'll take the swing low, swing high, 15 to 31, and now we're at 38.2, something like that. But if we're lucky, we can get in the long reload zone.
Yeah, we'll see.
A double at 78.6 could be a really nice one.
I mean, I do think we're right here. You can. It's funny, that's even September right there. So that was 2019, but September was, yeah. So September started right there, and you can see just the whole month of September was horrible, with even ending the month on some mega dump, and then this was the rest of the year, just sort of like just doing this. And you could argue that if COVID wouldn't have happened, we would have just kept kind of trending higher here. Who knows? It doesn't matter. But like, point being is this was a black swan event. So like, if that wasn't there, maybe we would have just kind of bottomed here. But this is still the end of the year. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't see something like this into the rest of this year. But whether this happens after that, I don't know.
We have almost 2 hours, Kevin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could stop. Sorry.
No. It's just a thought that we have almost 2 hours. I don't know.
I forgot we were even streaming. I was just like talking.
We have 110 minutes almost.
Yeah, well, we're just kind of rambling about stuff. We can call it a day. Andre's saying the waiting's the hardest part. It's true. Waiting is the hardest part, and an event in 2024 is
without a plan.
what?
You are waiting for me. If you are waiting without a plan, it's really, really hard. For us with a plan, it's easier. In what way? We are waiting with limit orders below in this plan. So in some way, I'm happy that the market is going down. Some weird way, I'm happy that the bear market is longer because I could get more fills. But for someone who bought higher levels and doesn't have a plan, it's almost impossible to hold until the bear market is over.
Yeah. Yeah, really, I think the more boring, the better for the next few months, in my opinion. I don't want the market to rip from here because it'll just set up a weird timing.
If you have a plan, you can think like that.
Yeah. Andre's making a good point, though. There is a U.S. election next year. So it's funny, like, and he's saying an event in 2024 is probable with the big U.S. Yeah, who knows? There might be something earlier in the year. But that is true. Like, and I think election years are relatively bullish, right? They don't usually break the market right before an election.
No, they'll try to push it higher, from what I remember.
I mean, with a little bit of luck and just like, hopefully that's hopefully we'll get some sort of bull run, like between then, like between the halving in May, April, into November. That would be a great window to see at least like an uptrend. Maybe it's not like some epic bull run, but it would be nice to see that sort of halving play out right into the election next year.
And maybe if the pump was maybe after the election, we can get our retracement and the last chance to buy.
Uh,
We'll see. It's too far for us to, I don't know, to think
Andres,
about it.
yeah, Andre's saying with the insanity in the yeah, with all the insanity in the U.S., all bets are off. It is true. The U.S. is crazy, and next year's election is going to be insane. It's going to guaranteed to be insane. But I'll end the show with this because I was just looking at this. I guess last night it was, but man, it's amazing to just zoom out. Was I looking at where do I see the Dow all the way back here? Like this is like a 12-month chart, so a yearly chart of the Dow going back to 1896. So whatever that is, 130 years. And I was just looking at this yesterday, going like, "Holy shit!" It's funny how it just has barely had any red candles of late. Basically just been straight up.
Yeah.
So
You are on 1 year candles now.
yeah, this is 1 year candles. So
And the last one was last year. So
yeah, we had a red candle last year
mm,
with a pretty
up
big
only
dip.
partially because the dollar lost a lot of value, and this one grow. The economy was bigger and bigger, but keep in mind how much a dollar, the actual value of a dollar at the beginning.
Well, yeah.
If you
Well, yeah, barring all
put it
that.
in context, remember that and some time ago, 60, 80 years ago, one ounce of gold was $24.
Yeah, I mean, clearly this isn't adjusted uh for the money policy, but it is just fascinating. The only thing I was going to say is like at what point do you step in bearish here? Like, I mean, I don't really see this as bearish particularly. So it's hard to get like super like this is the monthly chart. And it is kind of funny that I was looking at this going like, well, this could turn into an M. Like what if that turned into a big M? Then that would be the first real M in a long ass time. I mean, there was an M back here in the 2000 like sort of this was like was that I guess the
Yeah.
dot com rally and then crash, which doesn't even look like a crash now. This was the 2008 crash, which does look pretty crashy to be fair. But there hasn't been like M's. There was no real M there. There was an M here. But I suppose that could be an M. I don't know. It's just fascinating, is all I'm saying. But right here, this isn't a great bullish location, right? This is short reload zone of like a potential range here now after this epic bull run. So I don't know. It's like, do you step in front of the U.S.? Like, at what point does the U.S. Fall apart? I don't know. Maybe on this M. So not a lot of useful information there. Just something I was looking at and fascinated by. Just kind of thinking about 100 years of the stock market. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. We're going on too long.
Yeah. Watch out what I said in the first part of the live stream about link. If you like to frame an idea, I see a lot of activity on Twitter. Just I'll let you frame the setup. I don't want to influence you too much, but I see some movement. And we can have a nice pump. I'm watching Link because I know that usually pumps without any I don't know, fundamental or retest. It's just going up.
Yeah, and the chart looks good. And for whatever reason, Link didn't really like
Yeah. For the
participate.
moment, but I saw even some tweets about Bitcoin and Link founder and a lot of a lot of hype. Anyway, let's not get in that idea.
Yeah. Well, 140 years up only, Blover said. It's true.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, I don't know the quickest. I mean, I'm not going to get into that now, but to pull up the charts that adjust for the money supply does tell a different story. But in general,
A totally different story.
yeah.
At least in the last decade.
But it doesn't the same. I mean, the same thing applies here. This is the U.S. economy, right? For 100. 30-ish years or whatever. And is this changing? Are we, I mean, I don't, and I'm just speculating here, or I'm not trying to make any huge point, but it's like when this fails, that'll sort of be the end of an epic bull run. So I don't think it's just going to change overnight is all I'm saying. It's like, where do you draw the line here? And you can see how all our crashes are now just blips on the screen. So it's like you got to bet against the US to see this truly fail. I don't know what I'm saying here. It just seems like there'll be another buy opportunity if there's any sort of epic crashes or any sort of serious down moves. Will be that time to like sort of buy as a generational buy. But we'll see.
Yep.
Anyhow, I'll leave it at that. I'm not really making great points there.
Yeah. We'll start next week, tomorrow morning, and we'll see. Maybe in October we'll have like a silent pump on altcoins. If you look at the last years and on altcoins, you can see something is possible. So we already position ourselves bullish on some altcoins, but we have to wait and see what will happen. I'll let you, Kevin, close the live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, and even if like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said to you earlier, I think even a muted bull run will still be good. And I think, just because of the cyclical nature of crypto, even if the macro isn't looking great, I think you can probably expect some sort of like halving bounce. It might not be like epic, but there's going to be some sort of probably run into that event because it is a big fundamental event. So, but that's enough of all that. We'll be back, like Paul said, tomorrow for the New York session. As always, for premium members, we trade every day during the New York session, and then I'll be back on YouTube on Tuesday for talking crypto. So if you guys want to, if you have any real weird shit to look at, let's send me like any of the new names. I want to hear about like new projects and new stuff that has potential. So let me know if you have anything in mind. We'll go look at it. That'll be on Tuesday. And then I think also Tuesday, our New York session will be open to anybody that wants to pop in. So just join our Discord if you're not already in there. And other than that, I'll just call it here and have a good rest of your weekend, wherever you are in the world. And, pop in and say hi sometime on Discord and ask any questions you have. And that's enough of us for the day. So I'll just say goodbye. And thanks all for showing up, all the people that do show up and listen to us. We really appreciate it. So take it easy.